Okay, what's up, guys? We'll talk about Hackathon Boondoggle. And if you don't know what a boondoggle is, that's fine, because I have the definition. So, boondoggle means a waste of time or money on unnecessary projects or questionable projects. And when you plan a hackathon, um, mini events actually feel like that. There was a slide there. So mini events actually feel something like, should we actually do it? How do we do it? When do we do it? Should we spend money on it? So you don't, that's not the first thing you think about when you're planning your hackathon. What you think about is getting the best sponsors or getting the biggest venue or getting the fanciest food. And when you have all of those, you get amazing hackers that build amazing things. Um, but how do you make sure hackers stay at your venue for 48 hours or whatever time limit your hackathon has? Answer is fun mini events. But then again, there's questions about how, when, what, money. That's 21st century grammar. Um, so if I had to rename this presentation, I would probably call it four steps. Oops, sorry. Four steps to follow to make sure your mini events don't make your hackathon suck. I can do that again. Okay, so let's get directly into it since I have 3 minutes 36 seconds. People, know your audience, know who's attending your hackathon, and know who you want to come to your mini event. Not everyone will come to your startup talk. Not everyone will go to a design talk. So plan your mini events around the people you want there to be. Second is scheduling, which is probably the biggest question people have. For Dubhacks, we did 10 a.m., 6, we didn't do this, and I'll talk more about that, but the ideal schedule is 10 a.m., 6 p.m., 2 p.m., 2 a.m. 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. work because most people are awake and they're looking for a break from all the hacking. 2 a.m. works because some people are awake and they kind of need a break. And if you notice, it's 8-hour gaps, which means one-day hackathon could have 3 to 4, and two-day hackathons could have 4, maybe 5 mini events. So about timing, I think Dubhacks kind of made a mistake. We had bowling. Who heard about that, by the way? Bowling. Yes. Some people. Okay, so we had bowling, but we scheduled it for 8 a.m., which was terrible because we had to go and wake people up and force them to bowl. They ended up enjoying it, so. The next bigger question is budget. How much should you spend? And with all things in life that concern money, the answer is it depends. It depends on the size of the hackathon, number of mini events, and how fancy do you want to get. As a ballpark, Dubhacks ended up spending 4 to 5% of their budget on mini events. The major of that was the bowling and the gaming area. One pro tip: leverage your sponsors and ask them to sponsor some of your mini events. SendGrid was kind enough to have 400 feet, 200 feet of bubble wrap popping for us, which ended up being a great energy boost in the middle of the night for hackers. So thanks, SendGrid, for that. Next is hype. Should you keep your mini events a secret, or do you publicize those? I would recommend using one or two of your mini events to really build hype and get people pumped. We use bowling as one of our major hype building mini events, and we ended up getting a lot of signups through that. Next tip, it's a random tip, improvise. You have up to 1,000 amazing people in a room, and you've given them freedom to do what they want. Amazing things will happen. Slash stupid. You have to learn to capture those and convert it into something that people will take with them for the rest of their life. At Dubhacks, we ended up stacking emergency order of pizza, and it ended up being the leaning tower of pizza. And this was one of our most viral images through all of our channels. Some other ideas around mini events, and I have 32 seconds. We invited our mascot, Dubs. He's a husky, to the event. And it was a huge success. Was that all for Justin or Dubs? So we had our own photo booth with our own backdrop. If you can see, we had a huge logo, 3D printed logo of Dubhacks, and people were taking photos with that. So all you have to do is use your fun mini events to create moments at your hackathon, and your attendees will end up taking that with them for the rest of their life. I'm Karan. You can follow me on Twitter or email me. I would love to hear your story or just talk more about whatever you want to talk about. I'm good at talking.